We just came up with a question, and I don't know what the answer is, but do you have a policy when it comes to who your partner has dated before? So prior to getting married, and Seton and McLovin and I were on the basketball floor just talking about this. Now, I don't want to know anything. There's nothing good that can come out of it, but even when you first meet, I don't want to know. You know, hey, were you almost engaged, or were you engaged? I don't want to know anything about that. Yes, Seton. You have a policy?
I don't know that we did have a policy, but I mean, I know, like that we've all had a life before that. I mean, we've talked about people that we've dated, sort of like in conversation.
But how does it come up in conversation? Do you?
Well, it depends. Like sometimes you're like Andrew. Like Andrew just told a story about how he traveled to Juneau, Alaska, and you're like, oh, I went there with an ex once.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's a pretty natural thing to come
But
up
does
in
your wife,
conversation.
did you tell your wife about going to Juneau, Alaska, McLovin, with a girlfriend?
No, but I would. And she, once you have kids, I feel like that part of your life is gone. So it's okay to talk about it.
Man, I don't think so. Paulie, you got a policy?
I like to know nothing. I do know nothing. I don't talk a lot about mine. I had a situation once where I took my daughter to daycare, my young daughter, very young, 1-year-old. And one of the other moms dropping her similar 1-year-old daughter of a daycare was a girl I used to hang out with quite a bit. And before I met my wife. So now the circles got intertwined a
Did
little
you
bit.
tell your wife that you dated her?
Yes, I was forthcoming. I jumped out of the grenade. But you don't want any part of it. I don't want to know hers. She doesn't want to know mine.
No, there's nothing good that comes out of it. Yes, Eden.
Typically, no. Typically, no. Nothing good comes out of it.
Todd?
I'm a bit insecure if you guys just met me, so I'll take a walk down memory lane out loud without my wife asking for any of the questions about what's going on in my past. Not that I was a gigolo or had some great past, but
Yeah, but does she do the same?
she does not. Because again, she's more secure and she doesn't need to do that. But I will say that about a week or so ago, my daughter saw some old picture from some book. I don't know what kind of book she's keeping, but she's like, who is that boy or guy next to you? Oh, that was my boyfriend, Mike, back in high school. And then I hear my daughter say, oh, he was really cute. And that wasn't necessarily a shot at me, but I don't need to hear my daughter talking about that there's some good-looking ex-boyfriend that my wife went out with in high school. So that was
If
a
it is
little
in high
strange.
school.
I know, but it was still strange.
That's not bad. I mean,
Like if it was like, oh, hey, who's this guy next to you? Like, oh, that's Jim the billionaire that I dated just before your father. Then you'd be like, ah, dang, that sucks. Now you're stuck with me and you could have been with Jim the billionaire. I wonder why Jim the billionaire didn't work out. That must be a really tough break for you, huh, honey? What do you want for dinner? That sucks, but your high school boyfriend at a certain point, you got to be like an adult.
yeah, that's where you have to clean out your scrapbooks and just make sure that there's no remnants of anything.
Yeah, if you have like an old bin with notes and stuff and pictures,
Yeah, letters from an ex,
Let it go.
It will be found.
Valentine's cards.
Let it go.
Yes.
I still have that plate that had the veggies on it from Simone and Sheepshead Bay there. Should I have thrown that plate out that had the little crudité? No.
Does your wife have a plate?
I
with
hope
veg
not. There is a
duties?
drawer that she told me not to open up. There's a drawer like right under the lamp on the side of the bed. I'm not allowed to touch that. I don't know what's going on.
Final hour coming up.